I recommend starting with a dry Riesling. That's sort of our flagship variety in the Finger Lakes. Are you familiar with the Finger Lakes winery? That's probably what we're best known for, is the dry Riesling. And this is going to be a drier style, because when you hear Riesling, you may expect it to be something a little bit sweeter. This is not. This is a drier, very food-friendly style of Riesling. I would call it a new Finger Lakes style. It's neither German nor Austrian style, I call it, or German style. I call it new Finger Lakes. It's a lot of work to make it using this technique, but I really enjoy making it.
What kind of technique is that?
So I use my own variation of the technique they use for making a Baroni wine in northern eastern Italy, the Pasito e Pessimento technique. So we take about 20% of the grapes aside, and we basically take one cluster at a time and sort out individual grapes that are moldy or flawed in some way. So you have perfect clusters that we put in trays, single layer, and we fill 500 or 600 such trays that we stack up in a barn and let them partially dehydrate 4 to 7 weeks, just with a strong fan in there providing ventilation. And then after that process, we press out this fraction and it barrel ferments separately because of the time delay. And then the two fractions are combined, and this Pasito fraction basically increases the fruit intensity. So you end up with a nice balance between the fruit and the oak and the wine, moving away from the heavily oaked Chardonnays, basically. With two grape varieties, Cayuga and Vignol, that you may not have heard of before. Cayuga was developed by Cornell University specifically for the Finger Lakes. And it would take a full sheet of paper to show all the hybrid crossings that go in there. But
so Cornell University, like, what kind of lab was it? Is it a
they've been doing research for many years, for decades. I mean, that was developed in the 1950s. Doing all drier, more traditional European style wines, more food friendly wines, I would call them. And we keep it production small. We only make about 7,000 or 8,000 cases of wine. It might sound like a lot of wine to you, but as a winery, that's still pretty small. And that way, we can pay attention to detail, which is really what it's all about. And I bring in 2 young people to work with me at harvest time, two interns, and then the rest of the year I'm the whole production team.
Where do you distribute?
Marketing, production.
Where do you distribute?
Everything. Where do we distribute? We sell our wines on the East Coast, basically from here down to Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And then the only place outside of here is in Texas. My wife's from San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Where
are you from?
I'm from Copenhagen, Denmark, originally.
A little more.
But my family had a winery in Provence in the south of France many years. That's where I ended up in